Okay, folks, gather around. Let's talk about a drink. Not just any drink, mind you. This isn't your grandpa's old-fashioned, though I respect a good old-fashioned. This is different. This, my friends, is the Aperol Spritz. Now, you might be thinking, Stefini, I've heard of it. What's the big deal? Oh, you sweet summer fan. You haven't lived until you've experienced a properly made Aperol Spritz. It's like that first bite of a perfectly ripe peach on a scorching summer day. Or the feeling of sinking into a comfy chair after a long day. Pure bliss, I tell you. But here's the kicker. The Aperol Spritz isn't just delicious, it's a gateway. A gateway to a world of better living. Yes, you heard me right. This drink is life-changing. It can elevate a simple afternoon into a mini vacation. It can turn an average gathering into a celebration of life itself. And it's surprisingly easy to make. Number 1. This is a concoction, not a cocktail. Now, I'm not usually one for fussy drinks. I like my cocktails like I like my recipes. Straightforward, no nonsense, and delicious. And that's the beauty of the Aperol Spritz. It's not some complicated concoction with a laundry list of ingredients you can't pronounce. It's elegant in its simplicity. A handful of readily available ingredients, a little bit of know-how, and bam! You've got yourself a taste of Italian sunshine in a glass. And the best part? You don't need to be a seasoned bartender to master this bad boy. If you can pour, you can make an Aperol Spritz. Trust me. But hold your horses, we're not just gonna haphazardly throw things together. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna learn the method, the magic, the allure of the Aperol Spritz. Number 2, it is more than just a drink. See, the Aperol Spritz is more than just a drink. It's an experience, a state of mind. It's about slowing down, savoring the moment, and enjoying the good things in life. It's about sharing laughter and good conversation with friends and loved ones. And it all starts with this simple, yet life-altering recipe. So, are you ready to embark on this journey with me? Are you ready to experience the transformative power of the perfect Aperol Spritz? Then grab your ingredients, put on your apron, optional but encouraged, and let's get spritzing. Number 3, gathering the goods. Alright, let's talk ingredients. Don't worry, we're not talking about some rare Amazonian fruit or a bottle of booze that costs more than your rent. The beauty of the Aperol Spritz lies in its simplicity. First up, the star of the show, Aperol. It's bright orange, a little bitter, a little sweet, and totally unique. You'll find it in most liquor stores. Next, we need some bubbles. Prosecco, my friends. Not champagne, not sparkling wine, but Prosecco. It's got this light, crisp flavor that plays perfectly with the Aperol. Look for a good quality Prosecco, but don't break the bank. We're going for delicious, not pretentious. A splash of soda water is our final liquid ingredient. This adds a touch of lightness and keeps things from getting too intense. Any soda water will do, but I prefer mine with a good mineral content. Adds a little something extra. And of course, no Aperol Spritz is complete without a slice of orange. Preferably a thick, juicy one because we're going for maximum flavor and visual appeal. Number 4, a tool for every trade, but you won't need many. Now let's talk tools. You won't need a fancy cocktail shaker or a muddler for this one. We're keeping it simple. A wine glass is our vessel of choice. The shape helps to concentrate the aromas and makes for a visually stunning drink. Plus, it just feels fancier, doesn't it? A jigger is handy for measuring, but if you're comfortable eyeballing it, go for it. A bar spoon is great for giving everything a gentle stir, but you can use a regular spoon if that's what you've got. And last but not least, a sharp knife and cutting board for preparing our orange slice. Remember folks, it's not about the tools, it's about the technique. And speaking of technique, let's move on to the fun part, making the darn thing. Number 5, quality over quantity. Before we dive into the step-by-step, a quick word on quality. I always say, garbage in, garbage out. This applies to cooking, and it most definitely applies to cocktails. Using high-quality ingredients will make a noticeable difference in the final product, so splurge a little on that bottle of Aperol. Go for the good Prosecco. Find yourself some juicy, flavorful oranges. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Now I know what you're thinking. Alton, you're making this sound expensive. And while it's true that using top-shelf ingredients can add up, the beauty of the Aperol Spritz is that it's incredibly versatile. You can easily adjust the proportions to suit your budget and your taste. And that's what we're going to talk about next. The method to this madness, the science behind the spritz, the recipe that will change your life. Number 6, it is time to chill it out. All right, folks, let's get down to business. First things first, chill your wine glass. Nobody wants a lukewarm Aperol Spritz, am I right? You can pop it in the freezer for a few minutes or fill it with ice water while we prep the other ingredients. A cold glass will keep your drink colder for longer, which is crucial for maintaining that perfect balance of flavors. See, when you pour a cold drink into a warm glass, the temperature difference creates condensation. This dilutes the drink and can make it taste watered down. We don't want that. We want a crisp, refreshing, and perfectly chilled Aperol Spritz. So, chill your glass. It's a small step, but it makes a world of difference. Trust me on this one. Number 7, quality over quantity. Now for the fun part, measuring our ingredients. Now I know some folks like to eyeball it, and that's fine if you're a seasoned pro. But for those of you new to the Aperol Spritz game, I highly recommend using a jigger. It ensures consistency and prevents you from accidentally creating an overly boozy or overly sweet concoction. We're aiming for balance here, people. Harmony in a glass. The classic Aperol Spritz ratio is 3 to 2 to 1, which might sound a little intimidating, but it's actually quite simple. 3 parts Prosecco, 2 parts Aperol, and 1 part soda water. Easy peasy. For a single serving, that translates to roughly 3 ounces of Prosecco, 2 ounces of Aperol, and 1 ounce of soda water. But feel free to adjust the proportions to your liking. Some folks prefer a little less Aperol, some prefer a little more. It's all about finding what tickles your taste buds. Number 8, the art of the pour. With our chilled glass and measured ingredients at the ready, it's time to assemble this masterpiece. And by assemble, I mean pour. Now there's a bit of an art to pouring an Aperol Spritz. You don't want to just dump everything in willy-nilly. We're going for a layered effect here, with the Prosecco forming the base, followed by the Aperol, and finally, a splash of soda water. This layering helps to distribute the flavors evenly and prevents the drink from becoming overly diluted. So, start by adding your measured amount of Aperol to the chilled wine glass. Then, gently pour the Prosecco over the back of a spoon. This will help to preserve the bubbles and create that beautiful layered effect. Lastly, top it off with a splash of soda water for a touch of lightness and effervescence. Number 9, garnish and enjoy. And there you have it, folks. A perfectly crafted Aperol Spritz just begging to be enjoyed. But wait, we're not quite done yet. No Aperol Spritz is complete without a proper garnish. And by proper, I mean a generous slice of orange. Not a measly little wedge, mind you, but a thick, juicy slice that's practically begging to be squeezed into the drink. The orange slice isn't just for show, folks. It adds a burst of fresh citrus aroma and flavor that takes the Aperol Spritz to a whole new level. So grab your sharpest knife, slice yourself a hefty chunk of orange, and give it a good squeeze over your drink before dropping it right in. Now take a step back, admire your handiwork, and give yourself a pat on the back. You've just created a masterpiece. Now go forth and enjoy. Cheers. Number 10, sweeten the deal. Now, I know I've given you the classic recipe, and it's a darn good one. But one of the beautiful things about the Aperol Spritz is its versatility. You can tweak it, twist it, make it your own. Let's say you've got a sweet tooth like me. Sometimes you just crave a little extra sugar rush. Well, my friend, there's no shame in that. A simple syrup is your best friend here. It's just equal parts sugar and water, simmered until the sugar dissolves. Let it cool, add a splash to your spritz, and boom. You've got yourself a sweeter symphony of flavors. Start with a teaspoon or two, taste, and adjust accordingly. You can thank me later, but hold on, there's more. If you're feeling adventurous, muddle some fresh berries in your glass before adding the other ingredients. Strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, they all work wonders. A little muddling action releases their juices and adds a whole new dimension of fruity goodness to your spritz. Number 11, beyond the orange. Speaking of fruit, let's talk garnishes. The orange slice is classic for a reason, but don't let that limit your creativity. Think of your garnish as the finishing touch, the exclamation point on your Aperol Spritz masterpiece. A sprig of rosemary adds a lovely herbal note that complements the bitterness of the Aperol. A few fresh mint leaves bring a refreshing coolness to the party. And if you're feeling really fancy, skewer a couple of raspberries or a strawberry slice onto a cocktail stick and perch it on the rim of your glass. It's all about adding those little touches that make your drink extra special. Remember, this is your chance to let your inner artist shine through. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works for you. After all, the best Aperol Spritz is the one that makes you happy. Number 12. The Spritz family. Now, if you're feeling truly adventurous, let's venture beyond the realm of the classic Aperol Spritz. You see, the Spritz is more than just a drink, it's a family. A family of delicious, bubbly concoctions that all share a common ancestor: the Italian love for low-alcohol, refreshing beverages. One of my personal favorites is the Select Spritz, made with Select Aperitivo instead of Aperol. It's a bit more bitter, a bit more herbal, and oh so delicious. Or perhaps you'd prefer a Campari Spritz, with its iconic ruby red hue and pleasantly bitter bite. It's a classic for a reason. And then there's the Hugo Spritz, a delightful concoction made with elderflower liqueur, Prosecco, and soda water. It's light, floral, and perfect for those who prefer a less bitter profile. The possibilities are endless, my friends, so don't be afraid to branch out, experiment, and discover your own personal Spritz soulmate. The world is your oyster, and there's a whole family of Spritzes out there just waiting to be explored. Number 13, a Spritzer in time. Now let's take a little trip back in time, shall we? Every good drink has a story, and the Aperol Spritz is no exception. To understand this iconic cocktail, we need to journey back to 19th century northern Italy, during the time of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Back then, the region was known for its wine production, particularly white wines, but the Austrian soldiers stationed there weren't too keen on the local vino. They found it a tad strong for their liking, you see, so they'd dilute it with a splash of water, which they called spritzen, meaning to spray in German. This simple act of diluting wine with water marked the birth of the Spritzer, a light and refreshing drink that would later evolve into the Aperol Spritz we know and love today. Number 15, the Aperol era. Fast forward a few decades to 1919, and enter the Barbieri brothers, Luigi and Silvio. These entrepreneurial siblings from Padua, Italy, had a vision to create a low-alcohol aperitivo, a pre-dinner drink designed to whet the appetite. Thus, Aperol was born. Named after the French slang word for aperitivo, apero, this vibrant orange liqueur was a blend of bitter and sweet oranges, herbs, and roots. It quickly gained popularity in the Veneto region of Italy, but it wasn't until the 1950s that the Aperol Spritz as we know it today began to take shape. As Italians embraced the dolce vita lifestyle, characterized by leisure, good food, and good company, the Aperol Spritz emerged as the perfect accompaniment. Its low alcohol content, refreshing taste, and vibrant color made it the ideal drink for socializing and enjoying those long, leisurely Italian afternoons. Number 15, a global phenomenon. For decades, the Aperol Spritz remained a beloved local tradition in Italy. But in the early 2000s, something remarkable happened. The Gruppo Campari, the company that owns the Aperol brand, launched a strategic marketing campaign that would forever change the drink's destiny. They positioned the Aperol Spritz as a stylish, sophisticated, and effortlessly cool drink, perfect for any occasion. They partnered with celebrities and influencers, hosted glamorous events, and plastered the iconic orange hue across billboards and magazines. The campaign was a resounding success. The Aperol Spritz exploded in popularity, first across Europe and then globally. It became a drink to be seen with, a symbol of good times, shared moments, and that enviable Italian lifestyle. From trendy bars in New York City to beach clubs in Ibiza, the Aperol Spritz had taken the world by storm. Number 16, the simple joys. So there you have it, folks. The Aperol Spritz, a drink so simple yet so incredibly transformative. We've journeyed from its humble beginnings as a diluted wine for thirsty soldiers to its current status as a global icon of good times and shared moments. We've explored its history, demystified its ingredients, and mastered the art of crafting the perfect spritz. But more importantly, we've uncovered the true magic that lies at the heart of this iconic cocktail. It's not about the alcohol content, the fancy garnish, or even the perfect pour. It's about embracing the simple joys in life. It's about slowing down, savoring the moment, and connecting with the people around you. It's about creating a little bit of magic in your everyday life, one sip at a time. And that, my friends, is a recipe worth remembering. Number 17, a toast to life, the Aperol Spritz is a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary experiences are born from the simplest of things. A few readily available ingredients, a little bit of know-how, and a whole lot of heart are all it takes to create something truly special. So the next time you find yourself reaching for a drink, consider the Aperol Spritz. Let its vibrant color and refreshing taste transport you to a sun-drenched piazza in Italy, even if you're just sitting on your back porch. Share this simple pleasure with friends and loved ones. Raise a glass to life, to laughter, to connection. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Number 18, go forth and spritz. Now go forth, my fellow spritz enthusiasts. Embrace the simplicity, experiment with flavors, find your own personal spritz style. And above all else, enjoy the journey. Because the perfect Aperol Spritz isn't just a drink, it's an experience. It's a celebration of life's simple pleasures, a reminder to slow down and savor every moment, and a testament to the power of connection. Cheers to that! For more amazing food and drinks tips and recipes, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Tell us about your thoughts in the comments section. Check out our other videos for more culinary inspiration. We love you. Until next time, keep cooking, stay adventurous.